So can we talk about creating consciously and creating unconsciously? I know for me, reading and analyzing the way that I create, I seem to notice that I hear and read people being biased to creating unconsciously. So in your work and your process, how does that factor in? How much of your conscious mind is turned on when you are conceiving a piece?
Well, I think it kind of balances where it goes back and forth. I think part of you is almost in a type of dream state. Times when you're like collecting information, thinking of images and ideas, and it's for me it's not really conscious. It's just happening, and you just take parts of that. It's almost like you're editing composition, and you take a highlight out or something that you like the most, and then you consciously direct all of your energy and input towards that to make it full form. So I think it goes back and forth, and as soon as you reach your progression point on whatever it is you're working on, you become hyper conscious of it. You're really focused and concentrating, but then a part of you as you're working, it's almost like you're in a different frame of mind, almost like in a dream state, where you're letting it flow, and new information kind of flows back in as the way it originally did, and you take those pieces of information and just embellish what you've already started.
So do you ever start drawing without knowing what it is that you're going to draw?
Oh, sure, a lot.
And then what about sculpture? Do you ever start sculpting something without knowing what?
Oh, sure, yes.
That's the way I like to do my sculptures.
Good.
With no sketch, not being really, a lot of times not being, have a full idea of what it is that I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm more like that with the sculpture.
Yeah, I feel in all the things, fields. Yeah, I always feel like that's really an important process to follow. It's like letting the unconscious come more forward, and it makes connection with the conscious, and then they kind of work together and go back and forth.
What about the difference between what you see in your mind before you do the piece? Sometimes when you have an idea of what it is that you would like to do, and then what you actually get, do you see the difference, like between, to me anyway, the vague idea that I have in my mind of what it is I want to do, and then when I see the actual thing? Does that happen to you?
Oh, yeah. It happens to me a lot, but I think as time has gone on, you can kind of almost gauge an understanding of what level what you're imagining is and how it's going to kind of come out, in a physical
So you
sense.
got it more down to like, it's coming out.
It's coming better.
It's coming closer, really?
Yeah, but sometimes I think that if it's okay if what you come out with in the end is surpassing what you originally thought of. So I think if that happens, then it's good.
Do you ever look at like your art and it's like disconnected from you? Like, who did that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even remember doing that.
Yeah,
Who did that?
Some pieces where I've done that. Yeah.
Where you're surprised, like it's like the first time you're looking at it, even though you're the one who did it.
Yeah, I think I've had that happen.
Because that happens to me.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I've had that happen a lot with just doing quick drawings. Because I'm in the habit of where I draw a lot almost every evening before every morning, wherever I go, get ready to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend like an hour just drawing. And sometimes I get to the point of drawing, and I'm getting sleepy, and I'm almost ready to fall asleep. later I can look at those drawings maybe a month later, and I'm like, wow, I don't even really remember drawing these. So I was probably already starting to switch over into, you know, a pre-REM state before I finished them.
What about painting or drawing or creating from something from a dream?
Oh yes, yeah, that's happened a lot.
You do that?
Yeah, I think it's more, for me though, a lot of times in my dreams it's more about a sense of a feeling and a setting, or kind of, it's hard to explain, sort of a feeling of a sense of environment or a situation. Because that seems to me one of the strongest things that comes out of a dream for me that I remember is the way it felt, and not just specific images.
Mm.
And then if I can remember certain images from the dream, I'll try and, you know, focus on them and translate it into something that's more concrete.
So going back to creating from the conscious and the unconscious, is one of them better than the other one, or is one of them more real art and the other one isn't really like real true art? Because I've read that where it's like, this is what I read mostly, is like when the artist completely turns off his conscious mind and is creating from the unconscious, that's when the real art comes out.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that in your mind, like the one's better than the other?
I don't think so. Again, I think it's both coming into play and just blending together to make something work. I think it's, how can you measure that? You know, it's so intangible to me. But I think it's got to be a little bit of both to make it happen. It's almost like saying, without the conscious, you know, the unconscious is just like a rampant, you know, continual energy without much control. But you need to have some kind of driving factor that's kind of like arrested and define it more, you know, more in a tangible way. So that's why I think you kind of need to go back and forth. Sometimes you can go real far one way and maybe the other way to balance it back. But
our conscious mind is not our enemy?
I don't think so.
No? Your conscious mind doesn't lie to you?
Oh, I totally would say, but I don't think it's our number one total enemy.
Right.
I think it's just finding the meeting place where there's a little bit of stability, you know, that you can find a happy meeting